Yeah. Hello, hello, Jam, everyone. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been I think 14 days since we last streamed. Yeah, it's it's not been easy, just life, man. So weekend, new weekend schedule and engagement and all. It's not been easy to combine actually. So yeah. Here we are again. We are live for the first time after going off for a weekend. Yeah. I think we just missed last weekend. So yeah, gem everyone again. It's Julius, and I'm glad to I'm glad to be going live again today. So it's not really an official stream actually. So I just thought of doing something. I don't want to be I say complacent. Uh, I just wanted to ensure the consistency of this, right? Even though it's still growing, and these are the early stages that matter, right? So just sort of now I really have to do something today, and yeah, we're live. So it's if you read the description of this stream, right? It's unplanned. It's an unplanned stream. And yeah, so that's just it. I don't even know. I don't know how long or how far we're going to go this stream, but yeah, we are definitely going to touch something, and we'll be doing something quite different from what we've started the channel with, right? So the I think we've had 4 episodes of this stream now. Is it 3 or 4? Should be about 3 or 4 episodes of this stream, right? And we've all had it strictly based on networking and um, networking essentials and all of that. All right, but today we want to do something, something different, right? Want to do something different, and though it's not strictly networking, but it's still within the cybersecurity space. All right, so I didn't even had I didn't had a thumbnail to this stream. I just went live straight off. So yeah, I just had to break the curse, man. I had to break the curse, or else I don't know when next I'll be live again. So yeah, and so I was saying yeah. So what we're doing today, I think I added it to the description. All right, so we want to do some sort of investigation, right? So digital forensics, and we're going to be doing this in a gamified environment. We're going to be doing it in a gamified environment, right? Some of us might be familiar with this and might be new to some. All right, so yeah, today we'll be making use of a platform, right? So a learning and no training and let's say gaming platform. Mm, and the name is KC7, KC7 Cyber. So shout out to everyone who has worked on KC7 Cyber. I shout out to everyone who has contributed. So KC7 Cyber is open source, and it's practically free for just bringing. So it's open for everyone and it's free. So but yeah, here's what we have. Here is KC7 Cyber. And what's it about? What's it all about? So KC7 Cyber, like I mentioned earlier, is a um, digital forensics and incident response training um, you know, platform, right? So get to learn and even practice how real life scenarios actually work. Similar, it's close to what actually happens in real life scenarios too. And so yeah, this is all KC7 gives us. And you get to work on different cases, right? To investigate and see, okay, what could have gone wrong, how did this happen, and all of that. Alright, so and yeah, I've been around this platform, for about a year now. Right, so I came across it randomly on LinkedIn, and I tried. I think I've completed some of the labs here. I've completed some of the labs here, but uh, I'm still basically in the first part, which is security analyst. Right, so just 50% in. So I've not done, I've not really done something around here. So I just sort of bringing these up and doing a stream around these, and um maybe putting these out to someone um who might have interest in these, or who even need somewhere to practice digital forensics and incident response. So yeah, KC7 is a good option for that. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. I actually have a lab. I have a lab I'm trying to solve, but I'll just spend that because I've no, I think I'm about halfway gone into the lab, so it's not something we can jump on. Yeah. So I'll just pick up another thing. I'll pick up another lab. I really don't know about this virus total. I don't know if it's going to be a lab or it's going to be like a training. But let's just jump to JoJo's hospital. All right, so let's yeah. So this is a lab we'll be playing around, or this is a lab we'll be investigating. Right, it says JoJo's hospital a ransomware investigation. Right, JoJo's hospital, a cornerstone of Lexington healthcare system, faces a critical crisis. So well, the difficulty is still no the beginner level, and this will take approximately 2 hours 30 minutes. I don't know, we might not completely solve this in this stream. So and yeah, 610 points will be awarded. How many people enrolled? 4,760 people have enrolled, and solve this lab. What are the prerequisites? No level requirements. So are immense. Will the hospital recover its vital services and secure patients' data? Also comes to the paralyzing ransomware attack. Now, in the midst of this high pressure scenario, a ransomware attack unfolds. The notorious hacking group Lockbite has encrypted critical hospital files, demanding a hefty ransom for their release. As in this module, you assist JoJo's hospital in investigating the attack and restoring its operations. Every decision, every piece of evidence, and every strategic move could determine the hospital's fate. So let's see what are we going to learn in this lab. So how to interpret security logs to identify evidence of malicious activities, how to use Azure Data Explorer, ADX, and Custom Query Language, KQL, to query logs, how to formulate and how to formulate an analytical question and answer it using data. So shout out to all of the contributors. All right, we have three contributors um, who contributed to this lab. All right, we have Chibi Satang, Greg Skolma, and Simeon Kap- Kapovi. Right. Um, Apologies for the pronunciation, bro. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you. Thank you for contributing to this space. Alright, so now let's just get into the game. So I'll join the game from here. Okay, so get ready to dive into some exciting cybersecurity challenges. You'll be investigating cyber incidents, analyzing data. Oh, sorry about that. And solving puzzles just like a real cyber detective. So let's get into it. Alright. So Julius Hospital in Lexington, Kentucky. So recently faced a serious cyber attack that logged in their important files, or they logged their important files. Right, the attackers sent a message to the hospital asking for money to unlock these files. They gave a specific amount of time to pay. All right, so let's see the video. Let's see the video that is attached to the lab.
Greetings. If you are watching this, it means your company has most likely been ransomed. We are here to help. We have successfully infiltrated the network of JoJo Hospital. Your most sensitive data, including patient records, financial information, and internal communications, are now in our control. We have encrypted all your files, rendering them inaccessible to you and your staff. Any attempts to restore from backups will be futile, as we have also compromised your backup systems. No need to panic. We simply demand a payment of $2 million in Bitcoin within the next 72 hours. Failure to comply will result in a public release of your confidential files. The clock is ticking. Do not attempt to contact law enforcement or security experts, as this will result in immediate data release. Remember, we are watching. Any unauthorized attempts to resolve this issue will be met with severe consequences. This is your only warning. Thank you for your compliance on this business matter.
Hungry, hungry hackers. Alright, so yeah, here's the answer. We have the answer to that. That was, oh, I didn't take note of the name of the attack. Okay, I think they are log bite. Keep going. So what's the name of the ransomware group? Log bite. What's the slogan? We spend your money so you don't have to. So you don't. Not only did the hackers ask the hospital for money, they also sent scary email to patients. They asked patients to pay money to or their personal information will be shared. How much did the hackers ask these patients to pay? It's $10,000. Easy peasy. The Lockbite Ransom Group threatened to release the hospital's patients' health history, so medical information, and one other thing. Right. What's very important unique identifier number did ransomware operators threaten to release social security number? So we've not gotten into the Alright, so now it says we can confirm that the hackers encrypted files on the machine of many employees, right? This means those employees could no longer access the important files. This is very bad. We could find the log files by looking for files that end with .encrypted, right? So in order to see or in order to know uh in order to investigate, right? Let me just say, let me use the word investigate, right? So we have here a database or a log of activities that's occurred on all of the systems in this particular organization, JoJo's Hospital, right? And that's what you know we are playing around our um, KQL and ADX, right? So now about our data, let's see the different data tables we have. So we have authentication events, right? So we have emails, we have employees, file creation events, inbound network events, outbound network events, passive DNS, process events, security alert. So these are different activities that have been that was carried out on different systems in this organization, right? And all of the activities have been classified into different tables, right? So, but for this very first actual investigation we'll be doing, let me just use the word investigation, right? Because now from here we want to look into seeing um okay, we want to see the total files that were encrypted at the hospital. Right now, in order to see this is not listed or is not put as part of the part of the flyer or part of the right. Is needs to go into the log of the hospital system and read through it and see, okay, how many files were actually encrypted. Right now, in order to do this, we are these are these are the easy these are the easy commands, right? These are easy command or easy prompts which we can just take and put into our coastal query language, right? So, and it's going to filter and we're going to get a result of this particular number as well. How can we do it manually, right? You can just come to your ADX and say, oh, want to do file creation event, right? So it's this simple, right? Then I can say where file name. So just like me basically copying file name and with. So for this end with this combiner, can maybe use end with. I can say maybe file name contains, right? I put encrypted, right? Now instead of end with, I've substituted my end with for encrypted. Now let me run this and let's see if we're going to get our results. All right, so you can see we're getting results. So there are a lot of results here. Right, so you can see this is the file, this is the file path, and this is the file name. I think you can see they all end with, or they both end with encrypted, right? So that's how we can take note. So that's how we can investigate and look into um, the data log we have. Alright, so now how many total files were encrypted at the hospital? How many files were encrypted at the hospital? So I can just come here again, add my pipe and say count, right? So this count command basically tells our coastal query language to give us an accurate number of the data we are prompting to see, right? So we have 6420. Let me change this to end suite. Now let's see if we are still going to get same results. 620. Let's see what we have here. So it's still same thing, right? So basically our contain and end width can actually get us their files locked up by the ransomware. So this information will help us understand the extent of the problem and plan our next steps. Right. So now here okay, so what we need to know from here is okay, how many computers are actually infected, right? So now instead of having a general count like this, right, a computer might have multiple files infected, so that's a different case. But now we want to know the individual or the number of individual computers that were affected, right? So for this we need to use this distinct, right? So we need to use this distinct command and say okay, once we are looking for a distinct host name, right? Because all of our computers they are to have their own distinct host name, right? So can come here and say I need to count this here. So I want to count the number of distinct computers that was affected. So that's 321. Alright, that's correct. So the hackers left a note on at least one of the computers telling the hospital how they paid the ransom. And so these notes are the specific name. We have your pay, we have your data pay up.txt. That's quite that's quite worrying. So it's disturbing. Right, so now we can now, in order to look for this particular file, right, we need to look deep into our system and look for where this particular file name exists. So we want to know the computer. So we can come here and we don't need to count 16th results. So we just want to come to the file name and say is equal to, oh sorry, uh, we have your data pay up. Okay, what's wrong? Could it be sentence case? All right. So it's case sensitive. So what we need to get from here is the SHA256 hash of this particular message, right? So this is the hash code here. So I can just copy this and paste here, submit. So what was the full part of this ransom file? I can come here to look for the path. So here's the path. So I just copy this. So on how many host machines was this ransom file seen? It's just one, right? So when looking at this here, I have just one result. So I'll just put in one. So what's the host name of the what host name was the ransom note seen? So the host name here is AMFP machine. Okay, great. Now that you know what host name it belongs to, so we can now say, okay, I want to look for inside employees, right? So the inside employees are part of the log or the database. Where I want to look for where host name is so let's see this, right? So here's the name, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis of Los Angeles Lakers. Oh, by the way, I'm repping Giannis Milwaukee Bucks number 34. Alright, so yeah, here's Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is the employee who uses the computer where the ransom note was was dropped. Alright, so the ransom note was seen only on Anthony's machine. It is likely that more bad stuff happened on this machine. Called in process events around the time the company got ransomed. So process events is just another segment of our database, just like we have the employees and every other segment I showed earlier in the stream. Right. So process event tells us the kind of things that happen on the computer. Right. So now one thing is on KC7 or even in investigations generally, right? We need to take note of some of these things, right? Like some of these data are very very important, and you need them when you're trying to connect the puzzle um in the later future, right? In the later future of the investigation you are carrying out. So one thing we need from here is a timestamp, and just remove this. All right, so here is the timestamp. This is higher date. Let me see. So why is it not giving me the timestamp? All right, so let's keep that. Go to process event. So hostname. So where. So let me just go rid of this and explain. All right. So what we want to get from here is we want to look into the process event, data, and I want to see events where host name. So yeah, that's what we aim to achieve with this. Right, so let me just run it. Okay, so between I'm missing something. Let me run this first and see. So how many process events were executed on Anthony's machine during this time period? Now, what time period are we working with? Something's not clear yet. Okay, let's just get an analyst note. Let's see. Yes, I'm making. Yeah, yeah, I'm making a hypothesis, but it's not. guarantees to find malicious activities. So when we get the result back, we'll confirm whether or not your hypothesis was correct. So what are we going to do here? Let's run and see if this returns something. Okay, so it returns something. So let's count the process. So there were 14 processes that was executed on AMB's computer, AMFP, and that's Anthony Davis. Right. So let's read through the commands in the process command line column from the top down. Make sure you're sourcing by time. One of the command mentions ransomware. That's very suspicious. What's the name of the ransomware file mentioned? So, command. Where do we see this? Process command line. Where's this? Uh, am I missing something? Okay. So we oh sorry, I've been looking for the wrong thing since. So yeah, we're still in these results. So in order to even find this easily, right, I can come here and say, okay, where uh, process command line, where process command line contains ransomware. All right. So here is it. So what's the name of the what's the name of the ransomware file mentioned? So this is the ransomware file. Let's see. Yeah, that was correct. Right. So I think this is a good point to just put an end to this stream for today. Might I don't know how tomorrow will go. Alright, I might come online, can have a stream to continue this and see to the completion of this lab, and we can do something along the course of the week start for this coming week. All right, so I really can't answer to that yet. But like I mentioned, I've been off for a while because um, you know, some new engagements on my weekends, so that's changed things to some extent. I see. So yeah, this is where we'll be saying a good night and happy weekend to everyone who's who's watching this stream. Right. So yeah, in our next stream, I think it will be nice. It will be nice to finish up with this lab and get it fully solved. But yeah, until then, I mean, choose. Bye.